I just realized that we have all these beautiful containers up here on this patio that I really have not even talked about at all this summer. Hi, I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings, and these planters that we have along the patio here are in our Crescent True Drop containers. So these are self-watering planters, and I shouldn't say self-watering because we do have to fill them about every 5 days or so with water, but there's a water reservoir in here that keeps these plants watered and fertilized throughout the week, so we don't have to get out here every day to refill and water them. So let's take a look at some of the plants that we used in these planters. So this one here is a combination of the SuperTunia Really Red, the SuperTunia Honey, and the SuperTunia Grape Punch. This combination has been a popular combination of ours for years, and it's definitely for those of you who like the more primary color palette. You'll notice I talk a lot about pinks and purples, but this is a great primary color palette with plants that play well and look well together. As we move along, not everything we do looks perfect, and I'm going to show you the good, the bad, and the ugly, because you know, that's where it's honest. So this container combination, we put a perennial in here, and this was the Eucalyptus. This is the crowning glory Purple Rain, and you can see it did a nice beautiful flower spike. This flower spike is past its prime right now, so it looks just kind of past its prime. And then we did put some of the Selenia yellow begonias in here, but for whatever reason they didn't love it. Something did not work well in this planter, and I'm not sure what it is. Sometimes it's a mystery as to why things don't work, but I did want to show you this because I wanted to just let you know that even we do things that don't always work out. So sometimes you learn from your mistakes. Not that this is a mistake, it didn't work. So obviously we wouldn't do this again. Making our way down, we're just going to stop. I mean, this perennial is so pretty. This is a new hibiscus. It's called All Eyes on Me, and this one is just such a big, beautiful pink bloom. The plant is fairly young, but even with it being a young plant, it is gorgeous, the flowers. The next planter, which this is so silly. These are sun patience, and this is a tropical rose sun patient. And would you even know that there is a shrub in the center of it? This is the glow stick Japanese holly. So this shrub can get 4 to 6 foot tall. It's a slow growing shrub. Right now it's only about 24 inches tall. But look at this. These sun patients have absolutely just taken over this shrub, which they look nice. The colors are very complementary, but we would have to get this plant quite a bit taller if we wanted to use it as an actual thriller with planting with sun patients again. So we'll keep it in here because with shrubs we can reuse them for next year with our plantings. But yeah, this is just, it's very funny because I didn't even know the shrub was in here until I got up here, and now I'm finding it, and these sun patients have just done fantastic. They like water, and you can see in these plants that have the water reservoir in them, they are just as happy as ever. Speaking of happy as ever, this planter has done quite well. We have the SuperTunia Vista Jazzberry, which I love Vista Jazzberry. I like bubblegum, but Jazzberry is just a fun, exciting new color to that Vista series, and Jazzberry is where it's at in my opinion. You can see we've got that beautiful silver falls kind of draping down the front of the planter, so those make a very nice pairing. And then in this plant we have another shrub. This is the Hydrangea Little Quickfire, and it's blooming. It has bloomed. So this will be another one that we can leave the hydrangea in here for next year and replant it back up with some annuals again. Next year I think it'll look a little bit better because there'll be more branching and more flowers on the hydrangea. But just, it's an interesting way of thinking that, you know, your containers don't have to be just annuals. You can mix in shrubs and perennials with them as well to give them a different and interesting look. So it looks like we have a little bit of symmetry going on. So the first 4 were the same, and the next 4 are the same. And you can see when you plant up planters that are identical, they don't always grow identical. So it's not necessarily something that you've done wrong. It's just kind of the fittest of the finest, right? Some plants are going to be more aggressive than others. Here you can hardly tell there's a hydrangea, with the exception of just these couple white buds that are hanging out on top. But this also goes to show just how vigorous the Vista Jazzberry SuperTunias are. I mean, if they can hang out with and almost take over a hydrangea, that lets you know that they're a pretty strong and vigorous plant. Now here we have the sun patient, and we can see the shrub just a little bit better in this one. So either the shrub got just a little bit taller, or the sun patients didn't get as tall. But this, I mean, this is a pretty cool look. And the thing I like about it is this shrub has got that dark green and yellow going on, which it's supposed to. And so does the sun patient. So they complement each other well. So can you imagine this as a 4-foot shrub with all this pink going on around it? I think that would look pretty special. Here's another example with the perennials planted with begonias. Now this one did fare better than the beginning one. The eucalyptus didn't send up a stalk, so this is a perennial, and we didn't get a flower on this particular one. Here you can see that the Selenia begonias did do better. Nice big yellow flowers. They're more filled in, but still, I don't know, not a really great look in my opinion. So something definitely we wouldn't redo. And down here on the end, pretty consistent. We've got the really red SuperTunias, the grape punch Superbells, and the SuperTunia honey. And you can see this one looks very similar to the one on the other end. Very consistent look. So if you're looking for container combination ideas, here's 4 of them. I guess I want my take home to be to you, don't be afraid to mix in annuals with perennials and with shrubs when you're creating your container combinations. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below. Thanks for watching. I'm Heidi from Garden Crossings.